Chase success with Global.Media.com. Let's celebrate it with or without champagne or rum.
Yay, Miss Angelica, we're back. Well, Miss Angelica's got empty wall, empty chair syndrome, right? With an empty chair.
I'm trying to fix the shadow.
Don't worry about the shadow. Is fine. It's behind you. Never look behind you, Miss Angelica. Never look behind you, right?
Oh, my goodness, you're so funny.
Well, it's afternoon my time. I know it's early in the US.
Mm-hmm.
I always appreciate those and the efforts that you have to put in to get to be at these early events. But then again, I was at a show this morning. I think it was 4:30 my time. Keith Keller was talking to US people, and I'm thinking, just wow, how odd. That's just late. But you're here. How are you? I haven't seen you for a long time, Miss Angelica. I do worry about you when I don't see you.
Busy.
Yeah.
Doing a lot of working on film and a lot of editing, and then I got the grandbaby.
Yeah.
He's the main event, the grandbaby.
You're a busy lady, Miss Angelica.
Oh, and then we got Comic-Con this week. So
how are you going? What are you going as this time?
well, it looks like Saturday we're gonna do the robot.
Wow. In case you don't know, my friends, now this woman has done Power Rangers with her sisters. She's done the pirate look. The whole she goes all out, right? 100% outfit, and anyway, crazy woman. But she enjoys Comic-Con, right?
Oh, I love it. Comic-Con is fun. This year, they have an obstacle course with the Fantastic Four, so that's exciting.
Are you gonna do the course? Are you actually gonna get to the obstacle
course? I might do the course. I've been working out, so we'll see.
Oh, I have to laugh, Miss Angelica. I have to laugh. I really have to laugh. I've been working out, she says.
I've been working out.
She wants to win. That's what I want to realize.
Lifting up the baby.
Oh, no, thank you so much for being here. Nat, I see you. Welcome, Nat. Michael's Mr. Calm is in the studio. Calm. It's going to be a hard one. I'll do my best to remember to call you Calm, not Michael, but I can't not call you Michael. You're Michael.
What happened to Michael's name?
It's changed his name and it's our identity. I mean, look at the picture. It's a mixture of a lion and a woman. I don't understand. I'm not meant to understand, told me, so I'm all right with that.
That's cool, though. Being calm is a good thing.
Yes. Calm by nature. What? You're very quiet, Mark, if you're talking to us.
I don't even have to say anything, Annie. Everything has been said. Thank you. Thank you very much, Miss Angelica.
Are you still in California?
Yeah, I'm still in California.
Yeah, we gotta meet up.
Michael,
the heavens will work it out for us.
Okay,
Miss Angelica. I've actually met Miss Angelica in real life, IRL. And she's as amazing as she is. So you have to, if you're in the same place, you might as well, Michael. It's a good thing to do.
I've just got to get myself ready to be overwhelmed. So I'm working on that. I'm working out for that. So
get ready to be delighted. I mean, I don't think you're going to meet the whole family like I did, because Miss Angelica, so she travels with the whole family, and there's a load of them. There's 5 sisters.
Yeah, so we just went to Disneyland all together last week. That was fun.
I tell you. I don't know how she does it. I really don't know how she does it. So our topic today, we'll come to that in a second. How you doing, Joni?
Hey, Joni.
Joni,
again.
Yeah, you are talking to us. Are you working today, or are you relaxing?
I had to be here for some contractors to come, and so I am mainly working from home today. So I was able to join. So I just want to say how jealous I am. You're going to Comic-Con and you do this routinely with your family. Gosh, it sounds so much fun. I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, maybe my sisters and I could go dress as like the Berenstein Bears. I don't know. Something weird.
Can someone go as a big COVID, disease, or big COVID virus?
Fun, but that sounds like just so much fun. So I hope you have a great time.
Yeah,
anyway,
Thank you.
I have lots of good advice about this.
Excellent. I'm glad you do. I have no clue.
I had to go into my other room because that shadow was bothering me.
If you missed it, there was nothing wrong. Miss Angelica was just being Miss
I'm ready
Angelica.
to play piano now.
That shadow, I'm like, there's nothing wrong with the shadow. The shadow's fine. Have I done a few too many dots? I wonder. Yeah, I think so. Oh, well, not to worry. So, okay, so we're good to go. Well, Dr. Lisa's here, so we're definitely good to go. Welcome. So excited to see Angelica is back on stage. That doesn't miss me. Misses you, Miss Angelica. Doesn't care if I'm here or not, but
I miss you too,
really,
Lisa.
Yeah, it's not really exciting. It's all right. It's all right. It's lovely. So it's fine. So, look, this is a huge topic, of course. And after I finish today, I go back to my normal world. I think I just published my first audio book. It took a while. So I actually published a book, Laverne late to the game, but winning. In case you're wondering what audiobook publishing means, basically you have to know. My clients get their content recorded by a voiceover person. Person's got a good voice, beautiful voice, not like me or like most of us, right? And then they send me the files, the chapter files to upload onto Audible, which you do, and Audible eventually, inevitably says, "Oh, there's an error in this one, in that one, in that one, in that one." You're like, damn. But it's mostly sound issues. So basically, there's a tool to adjust the sound bit rate, the sound frequencies, and so on and so forth. So I'm about to learn how to do all of that, which I can do now. And then publish the book. She's given away a free copy. So if you want a free copy, then just get in touch with with Laverne. Or get in touch with me. I'll put you in touch with her. There is a post on my today. I reshared her post. So if you want to read the book for free, it's a best-selling book. I mean, it's 10 times bestseller.
Is it an AI voiceover?
No. I think she got someone in Africa somewhere to read the book, and you never tell someone in Africa. Well, I assume someone in Africa. But the woman has a beautiful voice.
Nice.
Very clear, and there's almost a rhythm to how she speaks, and I kind of like that. So if left to it, I would develop a Scottish accent. So I can have an accent for the sake of it, right? So you can talk in a rhythm. So this woman talks in a rhythm.
You can't say anything.
I sound like me, but I've learned to live with. The other day, I listened to myself. I was thinking, okay, I can live with this. There was a time ago when I could not listen to my own recording. If I was coming up, if I was going to play a recording of me somewhere, I would just have to turn my bit down. But now I'm like, well, it's how I sound. It's fine. But so thanks to these audio events and people like you, my friends. So anyway, go and get the free book. Go and get the free book for sure. Nikki,
what's the name of it?
Christy, late to the game but winning.
Yay! That sounds great.
Idea, life is loads of games, right?
That was me this morning.
Many of us think we're late, but we're never late. So the big things in life, we think we're late to get married. We think we're late to get a degree. We think we're late to have kids. We're late to have grandkids, but we're not. I'm sure you agree, Miss Angelica, right?
Absolutely.
Never too late to have the grandkids, especially.
The time is now.
Exactly, exactly. Late to the game, but winning. Check it out, my friends. You know, of course, what I'm not doing audiobooks. I'm writing a book right now, which is family relationships. Again, I live a fascinating life, Miss Angelica. A fascinating life. It fascinates me anyway, and that's all that
Mhm.
matters, right? So now here's a question for you and for you, Joni. How many people in your family?
I
Think
yeah,
of everyone, your siblings, your steps, your in-laws, the ones you've split up with, the ones they've split up with. How many
like a
how many
full
how many in your
family
family?
tree or just like your mom and dad and kids?
That's what you think.
Oh no, no, no. Okay, got it.
There's your mom's side, there's your dad's side.
It's infinite, right? Because how far do you want it to go back? Like,
Okay,
it's
now
plus and then the twice removed. I don't know if that's a thing.
yeah, I think infinite is the word I'm looking for. Infinite is a good word for it, because many of us have literally hundreds when you think about it, right? We've got hundreds. Now, does that matter? Welcome, April. So good to see you, April. How are you doing? Anyway, you see, I
Hi,
think
April.
for all of us, the risk is that we have such huge families, and most of them don't actually know each other. They don't know they're related. That's how you get in Yolanda's world, where your uncle is also. I think your uncle is your niece or something like that. It's like it's weird, right? Is it incest? Oh, we'll talk about it later. That's a different conversation. But
Okay.
family relationships can happen if we're not careful. Is the point of the book, and I get to write it. It's a magic thing, right? What am I doing? I'm also working on Laverne's workbook as we speak. I got to get that done by Sunday. I'm having a blast. I'm enjoying life. Joan is being beaten by the sun.
I know, I really am. I'm like, I just
I saw a look of disgust on her face.
it's a heat warning here today, so it's yeah. I have to mind how long my dogs are outside.
That's all right. Are the dogs gone? Are they still there?
The puppies are all placed with good homes. So but I have my two dogs, and somehow I'm watching my ex-boyfriend's dog right now, which he's such an asshole. I can't. I'm like, how did this happen to me? What? He's not even
Honestly.
kidding me. It's like just because I love dogs doesn't mean I want your asshole dog.
What's wrong with it? It's not trained?
Okay, so it's a Shiba Inu. If you know what a Shiba Inu is, they are very much like foxes or cats.
Okay.
And like they just this dog will like all of a sudden like you could like try to go up to it and it bites you. And it's like
that's not nice.
no, it like bit both of my dogs so far. So it's I just like, when are you coming back? And he's like, well, I've extended my trip till next Tuesday. I'm like, what?
Mm,
Actually, I'm gonna just leave the dog at your house and hope he survives.
What a nice ex-girlfriend you are.
I tell you.
Yeah, I'm friends with most of my exes. It's so weird. It's just my personality. Anyways,
That's sweet. That's sweet.
Miss Angelica, tell us what you're up to these days, apart from Comic Con. Well, you can tell us about Comic Con as well if you choose.
Well, I'm working on some documentary films. This next one is about a school. It's called McGill School of Success. And the exciting thing is it's a performing arts school. And I'm excited about it because I just went to the performance and the children are out of this world. So now I'm excited also because now I'm going to see if some of those children connect in some of the movies I make. So I, I love it. So it's a win-win for everybody. You know, we're all helping each other out. But I am I'll be interviewing some of the principal and some of the teachers and some of the children. So that's one of the things. And of course, speaking of the dogs that go "Rrr," I do that. I like to play that game with my grandbaby. So that's, I bite him on the belly and I go rawr. And now he's starting to make that rawr sound. So those are some of the exciting things. Oh, we have a golf tournament coming up.
What's that? A
So
ghost tournament.
yeah, and
Is that a thing?
every year Neighborhood House Association has a golf tournament, and
Okay.
Stedman Graham is one of the guys that heads it. Our CEO, um, Rudy Johnson, and we have Damon Carson. So there's a few people there that are going to be heading it up, and the movers and the shakers of San Diego are all going to be there. So
Okay.
excited about that. That's going to be August 1st. So that's another thing we're doing.
No wonder we don't see you anymore, Miss Angelica. You're hanging out with the big, right? Hanging out with the real, the superstars of the world, not us little people. Well, not me, the little person, anyway. And April is definitely not a little person. Joni is a superstar herself as well. So,
Everybody's a star.
yeah. Everyone in my world's a star. So I'm always happy to seed and give you credit for being great. Charito, an event in your time, Charito, daytime, an event
Ah,
in your early evening.
Sharito. Good to see you.
You know, Joni, again, Natalie says it sounds like your ex owes you big time. Don't take the dog, Joni. Leave him with the dog. Akil, welcome. I see you on.
What can I make him do for that? Weird. Interesting. Let's see.
We should ask the guests to come up with some ideas.
I
Some
have
of
an
the
idea. I
audience.
already have an idea. But yeah, I'm like known as like such a crazy dog lover, so it is what it is. And the fucking dog sleeps next to me every day. I'm like, I don't allow dogs on my bed, but this dog doesn't care. He's like, I will bite you unless you sleep on the bed.
I
Joni,
guess
don't
he's the
have
boss. He's the
yeah.
boss,
So
as we say.
We call him the general because he sits on just like his chair and like looks around like, is everyone behaving? Is everyone behaving? Someone need a bite? Someone not?
Someone needed bites. Oh yes, that
I
one
want to
then
see
is.
I want to see how that dog looks. What kind of a dog is it?
It's a Shiba Inu. It's a red Shiba Inu. He's beautiful. The dog is beautiful. It only eats steak. No joke. Like I have to make the dog steak every night. I'm like, or he does not touch the kibble. Like, no. He gets really concerned that all my dogs like gobble their food up in like 1 second. And then he's just like, meh. It's so distasteful. Eat your food very slowly.
It's a dog, Joni. It's a dog. It's a dog. You
My
can't.
this dog has like a very humanistic qualities. But
They're cute.
they are very beautiful dogs.
Mhm.
And also it's like his baby. It's like goes with him everywhere, except like when he just like leaves on vacation for 2 weeks. So.
Well, us dog owners need vacation people like you, Joni. I mean, I say like
I just
you.
need a vacation,
Don't spoil my dogs. So literally, they're not on the bed unless my wife says so. And it's like, really? Really, otherwise, daytime.
My bed. I don't want it. I would like my bed to be my sanctuary.
Yeah, no. So my dogs are fun. They follow me around all day. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm the new pack leader. I'm not your pack leader. Go and be a dog in the corner. Go in the garden. That's normally a good thing. Go in the garden. Go and play with play. There's 2 of them, right? Go and play with them. Play together.
Outside time. I'll tie it.
Yeah, all day,
Ah,
because it's summer here, so there's no excuse to be indoors doing boring things like
no,
nothing.
I have like a little baby pool, and my one dog, she loves jumping in it, and I'm like, all right, good, you're wet, you're fine, you got water, good.
Especially
And
on a
look,
hot day.
so what are you up to these days, Joni?
I saw it a lot. I have I am writing a new book as well.
It
Uh,
was a third book or a fourth book?
so it's a cookbook, and
Okay.
it includes some of my mom's recipes, some of my recipes, and some recipes from restaurants around the world that I've been to that I have loved and tried to duplicate their recipes. So it includes pictures of all the food that I have eaten, and it's just kind of honor what a influence food has been in my life and the special moments that have come with it. So that's what I'm working on. And then also, my company has been pretty busy. So we are rehabbing this very, very large house on the north side of Chicago. And there's been a lot of stuff that's come up, and the owners are just like, oh, yeah, it was like another few $1,000s here or whatever. So I really try to stick on budget, but it's been challenging. And, you know, it's good. Our life is good, and all the puppies are placed with good homes. And yeah, but not a whole else lot. I mean, like, it's like kids, work, talking to you guys, writing. That's about it.
Excellent. Well, no, it sounds like the good days are here, right? The good days are definitely here.
Yeah. I am
Yeah.
feeling like I love the summer so much. Like, I go in my pool twice at least. It's not a fancy pool, but it's a nice pool. It's like I don't know, gosh, maybe 16 feet, maybe 18 feet. And it's just like being in the water does something for me that like nothing else can. It's just like full surrender. So I love when I can use it, and it's good.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I mean, you sound like you got the good life. So
Well, so
good on you. Good on you is what I say.
the divorce, good life is great.
I like that. It was. No, I don't like the fact that you're divorced, but I like that.
Right.
Okay, all right, Miss Angelica. Should we get started?
I guess we should.
Oh, Miss Christiana's here as well. Welcome,
Hi,
Christiana.
Christiana.
Hi,
Good to see
Christiana.
you. Well, now you're here as LinkedIn user, of course. Of course you are.
Hi, Natalie.
What's going to be? Oh, she's in the studio as well now. Excellent, excellent. Look, today, is something. Tracy, our audiobook woman, she's the one who raised this point. So I thought, it's an important one, right? The only way I can describe it is to say that the benefit of live streams over audio, one of the big benefits is that we have recorded, right? And the reality is, many people may not join your event, so we tend to rely on replays to get more views. And most events will get hundreds, if not thousands, of views after the event. Yeah, of course. Many events want to get so many views. And I get I think it strikes me that there's a lot of things we can do to maximize our views, whether that's replays on LinkedIn, replays on Facebook. Again, I think the rules are changing around that. They only keep your replays for 30 days. And me in particular, I want people to watch my replays on YouTube. So, the question that we're asking today is, how do we get more views, more replays of our video recordings of our events? Don't all talk too quick. Those in the audience, you're welcome to come in the studio. The link is in on the event page. Then the first comment is a StreamYard link. So do join us. You know, if you got anything to share with us, please do. So I would love to leave here today with some new strategies. Well, there's many things that we can do. You know, so and I know a few. So of course we're gonna cover those as we go, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so any idea that any strategy that you use, you know, so one thing I do, for example, I always do my SEO on my videos, and of course I always do a thank you post, a thank you comment to all our speakers. You know that when you tag people, they tend to go and look to see what have I been tagged in? You know, what's my name on this time? And then their friends will see that put those posts as well. You know, so another thing I do, not enough. I will share, so repost about an event. I tend to make a clip, and if you listen to an event with Miss Angelica, I'll do a clip that shows her, and then I'll say, you know, go watch a video on YouTube. You know, there's many other things that we can do, of course. You know, and I said last I'll say, the last thing I really do, which helps me, is all these DMs I send about my events. The DM invites has a link to the event, right? So even if someone doesn't join, they will see the replay playing when they look at my DM later on. That really helps. Yeah, Dr. Marcia says tags are good. I totally agree with you. You know, so I think tagging our videos, tagging our event recordings is critical. I mean, we don't tag things, and no one's going to find them, right? And I think it's not easy. It does take work. You know, all these post-event activities, as I call them, it takes work. You know, so let's share some simple strategies that we can implement. It's nothing simple, right? But how? Let's share.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Angelica, you know, what do you do with your recordings?
Well, I put those on different platforms. For example, we have Facebook, we have um, TikTok, which is they're gonna have it's going American now. I don't know how that's gonna work. So that's gonna
Is
be
it actually going?
that's what they say in September. There's
But
gonna be
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
gonna,
two different ones. There's
it was
gonna be
one
one
day
one
gone and earlier, and now I can't believe that that's actually going to stick. But
well, we'll see what happens because you never know what happens, but that's what they're saying in September. They said that there wasn't gonna be one TikTok for a while, so we'll see. But anyways, go on different platforms, Pinterest, let people know what's happening so that you could invite them and see who joins. So that's one way. Another way is if you go to different networking groups, if you're a member, like we have a cafecito here in North County and in city of San Diego, and we have uh, invites. Always announce the different shows that we're going to be having so that people are up to date and know um, if that's a topic that they're interested in, and they'll come and join us. So those are some ways. I think word of mouth is a good way to do it. Of course, like what you said to DM people. I think that's number one. DMing people is number one. So I noticed that you said that you tag people. Do you tag them on LinkedIn? And if you do, how do you tag them so our audience can know how you do it?
Yes, of course. And I said I tag people on LinkedIn because the one they're real people. I don't tend to do all that effort anywhere else. To be fair, I don't do it on Facebook. I don't do it on YouTube. I'm sure you can tag people on YouTube, but you have to know the channel, and I haven't got that much time, right? So on LinkedIn, basically, it's a thank you post. I thank you for joining the studio and sharing your genius today in today's light of your live event, live journey conversation about how to get more views, right, on your recordings.
Okay, so you do it through DM?
Yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
on the comments page, and at Joni, at
Oh, okay.
Christiana, at Michael, or Calm. Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and then of course they will get notified, right? They'll get notified that any mentioned you somewhere, and then they will get notified as well. But no,
Well, that really works.
I admit this. When people tag me and stuff, I don't always look because I just know I'm going to get sucked into a black hole of social media, and I just don't like the black hole of social media, right? You comment
You're
on
already
one,
there, aren't you?
you're stuck. I'm already there. Thanks, Christiana.
He's already in the black hole. Hi, Angelica.
Hi, Christiana.
I can go even more into that black hole, right? I can go even more. I can sink even more into the
It's
abyss.
never ending.
Exactly.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm just like, I'm just not going to do it today. And then by the time I look again, the message is down there somewhere. It must be green. I don't see it ever again, right? It's gone. Anyway, there's many things. I think the tagging is a simple strategy, but I do like your idea. I think making friends is probably one of our best things we can do, right? Make real friends. Your friends will go and check out your content. They go and seek it themselves. And I said, this week, for example, this is my week 2 of my cycle. So I work every 2 weeks, strangely, right? So the first week has many events. The second week normally has many events too, but I have fewer events. So tomorrow, for example, I've got 4 new people meetings. So that's on Thursday. Today I think I've got 3 today. So meet people, keep meeting them, and eventually they'll be interested in checking out your content. And I think that even later on, they're the ones going to buy from you because they get to know you, they get to almost stalk you. Look at it like touch points. I think they say you need 12 touch points to sell to someone these days. How do you get them to see you 12 times? That's a real question for all of us, right? So my events, that thing, that's how I reach people. And on a good day, I say I get 3 or 4 good prospects who actually want books done. I'm like, yay, let's do it. But that meeting might have been a long time ago. Joni, I like the clouds. I like the clouds. I definitely like that too.
I like that one too.
I like the birds because I'm a pirate. I like the parrot.
Like them all. It's just like this whole side of my head keeps getting cut off. I don't know why. So, anyways,
because you got to put if you put a green screen, if you put green in the back, it'll eliminate that.
Will it?
Might have that. Yeah, you have to have green screen.
Yeah.
So as well as your background, you're gonna have the green screen setting, take the green screen thing as well, right?
I mean, yes. So the green screen, it's like all the action scenes in movies. They all have green screens that they and they have sensors on their bodies so that they can see them. So, anyways, I think LinkedIn. I just did a quick search. Says 5 times more people watch restreams than the actual live viewing. So it definitely is super important if it's a valuable content that you want to get out there. And just the idea that I have, and I know that this means a lot to a lot of people, is at the end of a podcast, if everyone could just repost or share the link, that is something that's really valuable. And then also have like a restream content or content like questionnaire that's like kind of like a treasure hunt where like people have to answer a question like, what did Angelica say about Comic-Con or something like that, many times did Joni change her background?
How many backgrounds did Joni have?
No, we're on
We
7
can't
so
keep up.
far.
We'll be here all
It's fine.
day.
Oh, like doing it kind of fun. And then also, to your audience and to your mailing list, I guess. I don't know if you have a mailing list, honey, but always sending out like that restream mailer saying like, so appreciated. This really helps my business. If you view the restream, we are, hunting for the scene that will be the best, clip for basically like a montage of scenes of what I do. And so, and then that leads me to saying and doing short little clips of a live video podcast, doing a short little clip as a teaser that also helps people because, who has attention to listen to us talk for like an hour? I mean, geez.
I do. I really do.
Other people who just like have stuff going on, and also it allows people around the world. It's like more global because right now it's 9:51 in my time, but Charito, like she might have a way different schedule and she might be in bed. Who knows? So, anyways, the treasure hunt for this scene, and then getting a shout out for they found it first. It's I don't know. That's just an idea.
No.
That sounds like fun.
I love those. Of course, so they're doing the short now, the reels and carousels. Annie doesn't like doing shorts because it's very hard to shorten a clip that is any good to anyone. I know I'm being stupid. I know I'm just being dumb. But naturally,
you could just do it. Someone laughing for like 10 seconds. That's all. Like that's the funny part. And people are like, why are they laughing? That looks fun. It doesn't have to be something super, hardcore intelligent.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, Natalie says, make reels and carousels about upcoming events, especially and past events. I say, that's what I do. I promote events ahead of time across platforms. I engage with my most active followers in private group chats. I do too. That's I'm sure people don't know how much detail I go into. I choose who I invite to come and speak. Right? Of course, I do. Yes, sometimes events like this, I'll tend to target event hosts. That they'll get the link to join, and they also get a link to join the studio, especially. So I see Cyrus is here as well. And so now I've got my list of how to put it. Friends and prospects is who I target the most to join the event and come and speak. Like I said, I'm always thinking about touch points. That's why I do it now. Partly why I do events. I want to engage my friends, my bestest friends, because we're going to be working together sometime soon, right? And then, of course, they are the people who come to speak. Sometimes I have a reason to share your events. Are you with me? I have a reason to repost your events afterwards. So I think that we do need to remember our friends in all of this. But doing shorts, there's tools I will do shorts for you. There's there's tools I would cut up your recording into the bits like Jonas mentioned and the laughing parts. Some just auto-generate clips. I don't know how they do it, but they generate clips that most people think are fine. It's worth. I'm sure it's worth doing. Go on, Joni.
It is worth doing. And I think that, at the end, I just say, really humbly say, this is part of what I do for a living, how I get my business out there. And if everyone could be so generous to follow me on YouTube and B, repost this, that will really help. And so that just like saying something really in earnest like that. So everyone listening, repost this, guys.
Please do. Please do. Please do.
Bravo, bravo.
Repost.
Yeah, we will need reposts. I think more importantly, go to my YouTube and watch some more videos. Watch a video. Don't watch it. Just click play, like, comment, subscribe, do all those good things, right? And if you got a YouTube channel, please let me know. Share the link with us, my friends. Share the link with us, because I would love to go and follow your channel. I love to engage with your content. And that's the way we help everyone. I don't know who's LinkedIn user. There's another LinkedIn user. I can't see who it is though. So let me leave that for a second. Joni, amazing insights. Now turn it into a game, into a competition, into a poll. If you got followers as well,
like find something. But I really do think the shorts are the way to go, because to get more views. Because I really don't think a lot of people have the time to like really go through a lot. You can also like tag different sections, like Joni speaks about tagging a different section. So stupid. But you can chop it up and like put tags in to make people be able to skip to that point. I personally have never done it, but I do think that that's a thing. So hi guys. Okay. So anyways, just sometimes they make me feel awkward and stop talking. Anyways, but I do think restreaming, it will bring you way more views than anything else. Like when I was on Wealthy Wednesdays and interviewed, our restreams were the highest restream out of any show she has done. And that was because I put the links in on my social media, and she promoted it too. And so it is pretty amazing that people just maybe they're just like making dinner and they just like want to see a couple clips of their friends. So
yeah, no, of course. I think I was in Keith Keller's show last night, and I think he was talking about how he's going to discuss, should we require our guest speakers to share the event? I think we should. Why should we give people a window to the world, and then they do nothing for us in return? They just go and say, well, of course, everyone I work with, all my co-hosts, I will encourage them, support them to invite the network. You get 1,000 invites a week on LinkedIn, right? I always say to them, use it, because don't just rely on my friends. Bring your friend, reactivate your friends. That's what these events help us do, right? Every time you invite people to your events, suddenly they see your name. And if you haven't spoken to them, most of us don't talk to our connections ever. I'm saying inviting them, getting to get something like it reconnects you. So I think we should begin to insist that our guests pull their weight. It's not free.
And I don't think insisting is the right word. I think that's a little aggressive. I think
I insist.
Hi, this really is really helpful. This is really helpful to my career. So if you don't mind reposting, that would be great. Or, saying a little sentence like thanking, the other guests like for their comments. And so, but definitely anyone who's watching, like, just say at the end, it would be really helpful to repost this on whatever platform you feel comfortable with.
Okay. Make sure you repost this today, Joni.
Duh.
I'll hold you to it. Not, but not. You know, again, I think we have to make a choice. Do you want them to repost your LinkedIn version? I don't. I want them to repost my YouTube version. Don't forget. Don't repost my Facebook version because Meta is not really my thing. But you know, I'm there for the sake of it because they have a platform. I mean, some people appreciate Spaces more, Twitter Spaces, and you can just plonk your whole event from here to Spaces. It looks odd, feels odd, because it's not the way Spaces is meant to be, right? People talking, you know, in real time in a room. But you know, essentially people watch recordings of our events on Spaces as well. So like, so go far, go wide. Annie, welcome, my sister Annie. So glad you're here. It's normal time for us, right? Thank you so much for joining us. And Natalie says, I'm a multi-purpose work knife on LinkedIn and on other platforms. Education should be free. We can all rise together and use individual and collective creativity to share equitably. Yes. If only everyone had the same idea, Nat, they might do. I don't know. Let's hope they do, right? I'm liking this. Set up event Slack groups. Care and share each other's posts. That sounds very difficult. I know Cyrus has a unique way that we can all learn from. So let me go to Christiana and then let's go to Cyrus to hear what they're doing. Miss Christiana. How's you today, Miss Christiana? Can't hear you. Is it me? No, volume is on max. Christiana, we can't hear you. Try again. Mute and then unmute Christiana.
She's dealing with a baby. Oh, there you go.
The baby's at school. Are you there? Christiana? Nah, no Christiana. Okay. There's everyone else, so let's hope she will come back. Mr. Cyrus, talk to us. Mr. Cyrus, it's time to unmute.
Hi, everybody.
Yay, he's there.
Good morning, good afternoon,
Hi,
wherever you are
Cyrus.
based. Hi, how's it going? If you're in the US, good morning. If you're in the UK, good afternoon. And the discussion that you guys are having is just fantastic, and I'm so happy. I joined the discussion. So, and a lot of people, in terms of like sharing their work, I've noticed that the major strategy is spray and pray. So that means people just share something and they ask other people to share it. So there's no structure, there's no strategy. The best strategy is to share other people's work. So by the time you need them, they will share your stuff for you. A lot of people that come to me and say, nobody shares my work. And I'm like, I ask them, the first question I ask them, do you share their work on your page? And they tell me, well, their work is not relevant to my page. I don't want their work to be on my page because I'm such and such coach. I don't want such and such product on my page. I'm like, okay, so reciprocity, just one word, right? Reciprocity. So if that is your logic, they think the same thing about you and they won't share your work. So the best solution to actually create a network is to create a network. So the best solution is to find yourself somebody you really like and you find yourself aligned with, and share their work, and then they will share your work. So far, you have two people. One is you, the other one is your accountability partner. Add one more person. That person has a friend. You have a friend. There's 3, 4 of you. Before you know it, there's a small network of you guys. So at the same time, just share each other's work. That's all you need to do. And before you ask them to share your work, my recommendation to you guys is just do what we do. It's working for us. Hopefully this will work for you guys as well. So go to your posts on LinkedIn and check your last 365 days. Find out which one of your videos is performing the best, or just go to your last 90 days or 6 months or whatever you want, right? Just find out which one of your posts or which one of your videos is performing the best. Do more of that, because your network knows you as the person who does that kind of post, and they like you best when you do that kind of post or that kind of event. Do more of that. Your community is talking to you through statistics. That's how the app is talking to you. Pay attention to the outcomes, please. So if you don't pay attention to it, you'll be back on square one every day, day in, day out. Okay, LinkedIn is full of people like this who spray and pray. Yeah, spray and pray might work. You might strike gold. You never know. But you can't have spray and pray as your strategy and think, okay, there is a structure. Spray and pray can never be a structure. Thank you.
That's one for us to learn from, for sure, Cyrus. I think, caring is sharing. Yes, I love that. I mean, I'm glad you restate the point. And you know what? There is always the opposite, Cyrus. There's people who share my content, right? They do reposts of my events. I'm eternally grateful. But then they get really upset that I haven't shared their content, Cyrus. But I don't see their content. I don't. I think Annie makes a point. If you don't share your events, then people can't attend, even if they want to, because we don't all live on social media platforms. We do work. Inbox definitely helps hugely, and reminders. I'm with you, Annie. But some people, if you share your post, if you send me a DM with your post, I will normally 99% of the time engage. If you don't send me a post or DM about your post with a link, I will never see your post. I will never see your post. I mean, today I've seen 0 posts. I don't look over there. I've got things to do on LinkedIn, right? I'm not here to scroll. I don't scroll. Sorry, my friends. What can I say, right? I don't. And some people hate me, Cyrus. They get right aggressive. I'm like, calm down. Well, I'm not going to share your content anymore. I'm like, thanks. Friend you are. Really, it's not that bad. I'm saying, send the link to me. I'll do what I have to do. Otherwise, if you don't share my content, frankly, it doesn't make much difference in my life. Sorry to
But
say
sharing, to be honest, is not a duty. It's a favor. And if people agree to share your content, they're doing you a favor. And if they share my content, I'm grateful. But we should be really careful with desensitization. So if I send any one link a day, that's me spamming him. So he gets desensitized. Oh, it's Cyrus again. Why is he sending me another one? Oh yeah, it's Cyrus. I have 400 of his messages in my box. So the person gets desensitized towards your content. So get them excited. Give them the incentivize them to click on your content, right? So don't desensitize them, incentivize them.
Yeah, as Jody says, make it fun, make it to something that they can win something, and whether that's just them getting the answer right or whatever, right? Make it something that's, like you say, a reason for them to engage. And most of us will engage with our friends' content, right? We don't tend to say no. Where's Christiana gone? She disappeared. Christiana, I'm sure you're going to come back again. Miss Angelica, have you gone back to sleep? I'm only joking, Miss Angelica. I know you haven't gone back to sleep.
Well, and Annie, so I did a poll, which was, I answered by, I guess, 1,200 people. That what is the best time to view a live podcast? And so 28% said noon. 16% said 6. 16% said 8 a.m. or 6 p.m. and then 8 a.m. and then weekends was 40%. So that's definitely not my best time to listen to something. But,
I agree.
I mean, it's still interesting. So the reposts are that's where you can hit them on the weekends, and so that you can get some like little views in while they're enjoying coffee on the porch or whatever. So
Yeah, no, it's a hard one. It's a hard one because I've done events. I do events around the clock, right? And I've learned not to do events at weekends because people don't tend to join.
no,
You know, even though they say they would, but they don't. They just don't, right? They just don't. You know, they're busy.
they're listening to something.
Anybody they're busy.
They're
They're
at the
doing
beach
family,
or at Disneyland.
they're
you hear
doing
me?
family time. Yeah, we can hear you, Christiana. Thank goodness you're
Call it
back.
Disney World here. Okay.
I was waiting for such a long time. My phone gave up on me, so
The
I'm
mic
back.
is yours. Talk to us now. What do you do to get your content out there?
Christiana, we are sorry we woke you up.
It's afternoon. It's evening. Christiana's always busy. She's always running around.
You are so funny. I don't sleep, Cyrus, so the chance of
Mhm.
you waking me up is unlikely.
Unless she's asleep.
She's like mini me. They
I
just
sleep.
don't sleep. They're just like, let's snack.
We wish, Jenny, we wish.
Uh-huh.
Go, Christiana, talk to us now. How do you get more views on your content? On your
Oh my
recording?
goodness, I do
Oh,
all sorts.
Come on, don't stop. Share.
I do all sorts. So, I'm doing this event next month. I have taken an actual physical flyer. I've gone to my local community board. Where they put all this community stuff on the board. I've put that there. I've put a link in. I've put my email address and said, get in contact with me. Even though it's an online event, my links are on there. So people can get in contact, or they can go online, or they can register. I know by doing so, I had somebody who has never been on social media, as in LinkedIn before, and now going to be joining LinkedIn.
You should put a QR code.
So, Joni, don't start.
I
QR
like that.
code. If I hear the word QR code again, I'm going to scream. I've been trying to get a QR code.
QR code.
Christiana,
tell you.
Christiana, there's many different ways to have links to your different events and your different activities, your different content at the same time, right?
I am open to it. Let me tell you. The past
I saw one the other day. Have you heard of boards? BOARDS. Boards.
I've not bought on. Do you mean online platform?
No, boards. Yeah, boards. It's a platform. It's a. I think most of us are used to Linktree. So you have, you go somewhere and you have a link that has essentially your business card because it's got links to your different events, your different content, your different stuff, right?
Yes.
So now this board was essentially a little bit like Instagram gone wrong. But now what it does is that you save content on there. So let's say you have an event, so you put it on a board, and then if you got another event, you add that to the list as well, and people basically go to your board and they can see all your stuff, your virtual business card, your link tree in one place. So that could be a good way to get more people to know what we're up to, right? No?
Sure, that's one way to do it. Yes, I hear you. But I was sick. Oh my gosh, my phone's going off. So as I was saying, boards is another way of doing that. So not the board you're speaking about, an physical board in a community center that people can actually get in contact with you about and be incentivized to join a social media platform they've never considered before. That's one way. The other way is I heard you guys talk about comments earlier. So one way I use comments is I comment in brand new people's posts and I share what I do, especially if it's pertaining to, anything health and advising like the clients. I always find a way to bring in the work I do into the comments and speak about what I've done, and then include any links that could be helpful to them so they can have an eyeball on what I do. For example, the event we did a week ago, that was on a comment that I made for somebody to watch the event, and then they DM'd me. So that's one way that I do get more eyeballs, more exposure is the word I'm going to use, exposure to my events and recordings and who essentially I am. And also recently, because I created the page, I began the business page. That in itself was done the same way. I just commented on people's posts and told them about the page being launched. And then social media platforms, others like Instagram, and you know me, any, I don't do social media. Too wide anyway. I tend to stick to what I can comfortably manage. What I can comfortably manage. The other way is going on to other sites and asking those who perhaps for someone, for example, someone that has a bigger following than you do and have made a comment or they have written a post, you can then put that on there and ask other people to have a look at it and to share and to get it as far as possible. I'm also part of different groups, clubs, and communities. And I do that, especially on LinkedIn. I belong to about probably 20 or so groups on LinkedIn. I tend to put those types of videos and things and invitations in those spaces so that people can see either comment themselves or they repost or share what I have posted or commented on. And the likelihood is on what's happened before is I've had a DM in my on my LinkedIn. That's one way. Or you can have a mini party and invite people to join you and to what? To what? This as a virtual party. So there's another way to do that. I remember when the pandemic hit, they used to have, I don't know if anyone did this, they used to have the Facebook watch
Yeah.
party.
Yes, I remember that.
So yeah, they used to have the Facebook watch party. I set up Facebook when back in the 2020 when pandemic happened. Unfortunately, because I got hacked, I never returned to Facebook. I was like, no, this is not for me. It took me forever to get onto Facebook, and I was quite, hesitant and apprehensive. And then, lo and behold, when I joined Facebook, I got hacked into, and that was the end of my Facebook story. However, I still have those who, and I agree. Let me just before I say this, let me say what I echo what Cyrus said. You know, essentially, is if you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. So post other people's posts. They post yours, you post theirs. So what I tend to do is not necessarily with a post, but either it's a skill or something I can do to help and support others. I swap. So if you can post this for me, what you're looking for, I can help you with. I can find the right person for you. It's the other way I tend to get my stuff out there, so people can have eyeballs on them. And then networking. Whether virtually or in-person network, you get to share what you do, or you get to kind of speak about it to others. And it's not just speaking about it, it's how you do it. It's how you do it. And you know me, I like to start with stats because what I find with statistics in any networking event, it tends to shock people into action or motivate them into wanting to know more. And so when they hear you speaking stats, they gravitate or they quietly or pretend that they are not walking towards you. They gravitate towards you and hover around and want to hear what you're talking about. So there's another way to kind of say, yes.
My Instagram just got hacked.
Oh, joy.
Not joy.
Sorry to
And
hear that.
I actually, so the Instagram will tell you the location of the hack. And so I looked at it. They're like, have you been to sorry, I'll turn it bigger. like this is a ridiculous story. The Villages in Florida. And does anyone here know what the Villages area is in Florida? No?
I'm sure you'll tell us.
Not me, not me. Is it
Okay.
is it like the Hamptons?
It's like the biggest 55 plus community in all of the United States. It's humongous. I party so hard down there. Everyone drives around their golf carts. Like, it's a party. And
It sounds a bit like Cornwall, you know, where people go and dodge their graves, their coffins.
it's just,
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what that is either, but yes, I want to learn more about that.
Coffin dodgers. There's many of them.
Anyway, getting back to what I was saying.
Wait, no. Let me tell you one statistic. Okay, so the Villages in Florida, where I was hacked, this is what they're known for. They have the most rising case of STDs.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Of any place and any age group in at least America for chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and they're all 55 plus. And they hacked my account, and I'm just like, I don't know exactly how to, like, should I feel honored? Like, should I not? Like, am I scared? Whatever. I changed my password and made it a little more secure, but it was kind of like a dream come true that someone in this such notable place that's like so raunchy, and they're like getting in on stealing people's identities. Like, whoa, like there's something's going on down there in Florida. Anyways, I just had to share because you said you got hacked by Facebook. So continue on.
That's stats for you, right? You know, shocking stats. Christiana, please carry on. You know, interesting. Christiana, where have you gone?
I'm right here. So the person that actually hacked me is supposed to be someone who was scamming people for money. They created this business that they were asking my then followers and my connections for sums of money to be able to provide services for them. And the only reason why I knew I was hacked was because a friend of mine who was back in Malaysia, now based in Australia, sent a message to me saying, I know you didn't send this to me, but it looks like you've been hacked. And that's how I discovered I had been hacked into. The person who hacked into me changed everything. When I say they changed everything, the email address, telephone numbers, everything was changed. So I couldn't access that account anymore. I just thought, you know what, just leave it alone. But going back to how I get exposure for, videos, recordings, and my business is really keeping it as real as possible. Because I know that for me, I'm somebody who never liked social media to begin with. Whilst everybody was on social media, taking photos of their food and their journey and their breakfast and whatever else they want to take photos of and display on social media. That was never my interest. So I didn't use social media until literally I woke up the next day and I had no business to go to, no business to have, because the powers that be said we cannot do anything face-to-face or in person. We had to be in our home and tied up in our bubbles. And so that was my business gone. And my next step was, oh my goodness, I've got to get on social media now, And prior to that, I had clients who would say to me, you're not on social media, are you? And I had to say, no, I'm not on social media. Why do you ask? We're searching for you. Go and join social media. So the warning came a long time, and so many times I ignored the warning. And I guess when I took to social media and decided to go on, Facebook and got hacked into, it just became an affirmation, I suppose, a reminder and an affirmation that your suspicions were correct to begin with and your apprehension was justified. But since then, I've learned to use social media. Still learning to use social media because it's never ending. when I first began the journey in 2020, I had Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. I didn't do Twitter as such because it was never my thing to begin with, although it's called SpaceX now. In terms of getting myself out there, I try and use as many spaces as possible. But I think the key thing is making those connections and those friends who will speak both in your presence and your absence, and they will share your stuff for you, whether you are there or not. That's a key thing. That's what has been much of an advantage in my business, because if you look at my someone said to me the other day, oh, you haven't got much followers, have you? And I remember 2 years ago when I was invited, somebody, you know, somebody sent a message to me, invited me to be a speaker on their program. And then when I responded, they said to me, well, unfortunately, because I didn't have over 5,000 followers, I couldn't become a speaker on their platform. I was like, okay, you can keep your speaking engagement. I'm not that desperate to begin with. So I don't necessarily, keep up with followers. However, I try to make the right connections, the right friends, and the right people so that you are able to support each other. So you can post their items and the things and promote theirs, and they promote yours. But what I have found is there are some who will say, we will promote your stuff, and then you discover that they don't bother at all.
They're
right?
everywhere, Christiana. They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
So what I do is I keep an arm's length of a distance from those people. We're still amicable. We're still kind of, greet each other, but I do keep my distance. I do not pour my energy into people that do that anymore. I used to. I had to learn very fast. And I'm like, no. My energy is very, very, very much specific. It's specific, and it's much valued by me.
It's my real friends. It's my real friends, not for those who are here for a moment and then keep taking from you.
Exactly.
It's a message to those who send me links to their posts. What did you do for me? You did nothing for me. I'm not going to be bothered. Because my equation is like you do nothing for me, so why am I going to waste time on your content? And
so, in addition to that as well, is you pick carefully where you find yourself, and what I mean by that is your podcasting or guest appearances. That's the other way to get yourself exposed, and also your content. Especially your videos. When you talk about it, you give the information live. People want to go and search and see, and also you give an incentive as to why they would want to go and search and see if there's something that pertains to what for example, if I'm on a show that's talking about miscarriage and baby loss, and my audience is exactly that, I will mention something that I know that they want answers about, and when they ask me that question, I'll be like, actually, I did a video on this, go and check this out with this link. I'll ask the host to please drop the link for me, and they'll drop the link in there for people to go and check it out and be able to have their answers. That really helps them. If they're not on, perhaps LinkedIn, what I'm starting to do now is to put similar things on my Instagram. So those who have Instagram, because it seems like everybody else has Instagram who do not have LinkedIn or TikTok. So it's about really having to say, well, if you can't find it on LinkedIn, if you're not on LinkedIn, here is an alternative that you can go and check this same information out, and it will help you. So those are ways in which I tend to get my information and my recordings and things out.
Yeah, look at that. Go on, Cyrus. Go.
I just wanted to say to everyone, thank you so much for having me today. I have to go. But before I go, I just want to say thank you, Joni, Dr. Rosanna. It's a pleasure to be in the same event as you. I have to go. It's a shame.
Hold on, Cyrus. Cyrus, do we have a minute? Do I have another 30 seconds of your time?
I have to. You have to go
right now.
And before I go, I just wanted to say to Christiana, your content and the way you talk and your voice, you're highly podcastable. Start your podcast. Do it, girl. Do it. Have a nice day, everyone.
Cyrus.
We're almost there. If you can come back, Cyrus, and I do. So no, thank you for joining us. I appreciate
Thanks,
you.
Cyrus.
Thank you, Cyrus. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Christiana, I'll come back to you on to talk about the video streaming thing that you lot have in mind. And
Okay.
there's something you're
Did
looking at as
you
well.
get the email from when Paulette got hacked? Because I
Yeah,
got the
I did.
I did too, and it was I just knew it was not her voice. Like she wouldn't
Mm,
ask me to like say my friend desperately needs money and blah blah, and I like immediately was like, Paulette, is this
mm.
and so yes, I think Christiana, it's so important to kind of be aware of those scams. I think they're just going to get worse, and they are frustrating. But that doesn't mean that there isn't like good content out there in the various different sites. And I totally agree with you. Like during COVID, that's really when a lot of social media came into play for me as well. And fortunately, I had joined LinkedIn so long ago. I think I've said this that I had a lot of followers, so I was able to network and find out about LinkedIn Live. And so that's where I first, I found Annie and Paulette, and that was really helpful for me. And it's so helpful for so many people out there who just never get up on stage or don't comment. I am just like, people are just like kind of in this funk, the post-COVID funk, and it's hard. And so definitely just being generous with your voice, your time is helpful to a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure,
You
for
know,
sure.
I realized that I didn't. You know what? Sorry to, sorry, Annie. So I didn't. Do you know something? I realized something as you guys were talking. The amount of LinkedIn appearances I've had on LinkedIn. I think 2020, I must have been on not less than 20 different spaces. 2021, I think more than that. And you don't realize how much you're out there, because you have something to speak to say, and some people are going to ask you the question, do you fancy coming on board? But most of what I was doing was mainly in the Asian continent, not the US or Canada or Europe. So and I've been searching for those things online myself to say, can I find myself? Can I find what I did before? And I cannot for life of me find them, but they're out there. I'm sure one that you'll find these things. I think, oh, I recognize that face. Recognize that face somewhere. So
Maybe, so no, I'm sure maybe it's out there somewhere. Look, I think there's a lot that we need to unpick. So I'll come back to that in a second. Let me welcome Dr. Leslie Flowers, coach, of course, and Nikki. I'll come to your comments in good time. Nikki is sure that people post every day. No, Nikki, you can do your post on a Sunday afternoon in 45 minutes for the whole week. Schedule your posts. You never have to look at social media again. That's what I do. So but even then, I don't want to post most days. I refuse. It doesn't help me. So I just don't do it. I do events. That's why I do these events. Sean, welcome. So glad you're here. All the way from Guatemala. Let's go to Professor Roxana. I'd love to hear your thoughts, because Professor Roxana is a YouTube star. She's the one that we'll want to be like. That she has thousands of followers on YouTube. She gets paid by YouTube just for being herself. When she makes no other video from now on, she'll still get paid by YouTube. Isn't that amazing? Dr. Roxana, the mic is yours. Share with us, how do we become superstars like you without replay? Dr. Roxana, talk to us. You're unmuted, but you're not talking. I'm sure it's not me. I hope it's not me. Prof, you're not talking. Okay, you might have to leave and come back in. I don't know what's happened there. We've lost your connection somehow. I'm sure it's not me. You can't hear anything, can you, Joni? So Roxana, yeah, let's unmute. Let's mute you. Let's unmute you.
She just maybe she's driving or something and got in a bad spot.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so I'll go back to Christiana's point. So there's so many points, right? Let me start here. So the other day, yesterday, my friend Miss Kim told me about something called OneStream. You don't know what OneStream is? It's a streaming platform. It's like StreamYard. It's like Restream. But so what they do, they promise that they can stream your content to 45 different places at once. Sounds good, right? Joni, 45 places. Imagine that. X.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay.
That's right. Except I haven't got 45 accounts.
Yeah, neither do I.
So why do I want to be on?
Where are the other 40?
I don't know. I have no idea. Great question, Joni. Great question.
Hold on.
Great question.
Who's got 45 accounts? You.
I haven't.
No one does. He's just saying there is a place that can stream to 45 places, but you need to have accounts with 45 places.
Yes, I know. I think the point I'm trying to make is unless
exhaustion.
Christiana said it just now. Unless you've got a network on each platform, there's almost no need to be on there to put your content there because no one's gonna care.
No.
It's
exhausting, Annie.
Yes,
it's
of course
exhausting,
it is.
right? Unless you want to clone yourself, it's exhausting. Don't give ideas.
I think the other thing you mentioned, Christiana, is it sounds like what I call engagement pods. So you have a group that's they routinely share each other, they religiously share each other's content. Every day, every time they post, right? Are those advisable?
It depends, Annie. It really depends, right? That's why it's important to pick and find the right people if you're going to create something like that, or if you're going to be someone who joins something like that. Ensure that you understand the group and you're walking into what it's about, the kind of people, the type of profession. Is it a place that does the same thing you're doing? Are you all different professions? What is the intention in that group, and what is the motivation at the same time? Are they genuine people who want to really see each other thrive, grow, and be supported, or are they there to really kind of get business? Because there are different types of pod type or pod like groups, right? You have some that are mastermind. I used to be part of, from 2020 to 2022, I was part of several mastermind groups, and in those moments, they really were positive, really served, but they tend to die down once people feel that they could no longer really utilize that space. They leave and find new spaces.
I agree.
When they've exhausted the space. But what happens is...
The other reason they die down, Christiana, is that the platforms hate pods. They hate groups that share content routinely. Because what they want is real engagement, new people.
Fresh blood.
And LinkedIn will essentially sanction you. Now, you go into the black book, sometimes without you knowing, because they can see what's going on. They can see the routine that you lot have.
Oh, but this is not LinkedIn. It's not on LinkedIn. So when I
Facebook, they do the same thing. They will sanction you in the end because
these are WhatsApp groups. The way people get around this isn't to create a Facebook or LinkedIn or an obvious social media. This is the reason why WhatsApp is so beneficial, right? So you're in a group in WhatsApp, and for those that are creating it, I know I created a group once myself. There's less of us in that group now, which is what I prefer, to be honest with you. Because sometimes when you're in these groups, you can get carried away. I used to get through or try to get through 150 comments a day in just one group alone. That took, let me tell you, that took a lot of my time.
I
you know,
bet it did.
because at the beginning I was trying to really be part of and understand social media and how business has changed. Because don't forget, I have never been on social media or ever used WhatsApp groups, right? So it was all a learning curve for me. And so what was important is to really think, okay, I'm creating this group for us to come together. Who are these people, right? If I'm going to go into a group, is what is it? What's the purpose of this group? Number one. Number two, who is in this group, which professions, and what is the agenda, what is the motivation within this group. You quickly deduce, you choose to remain or you can exit the group. It's that simple.
It's not
But
about you, it's about them. It's about someone, not you.
But what I find is when you have pockets of smaller groups, it really serves to truly work for you and everybody in that group, because there's less of you. There's more connectivity, more connection. People get to really know each other, and they really get to support each other genuinely, and they want to thrive, and they want you to thrive genuinely. So they will, connect you to others outside of. And if they're on social media, for example, LinkedIn, they'll say, oh, I know X, Y, and Z. They'll bring you, the three of you, together and connect you and say, here, I know this person, that person, speak to X, Y, and Z. I mean, I did that recently, and somebody kind of got me into speaking to an organization that I may want to do, a collaboration with outside of online, totally, like actually in life, in person. So that's one of the ways in which these groups and these small pods could be beneficial. But when they grow bigger, they just become an exhausting, treadmill, hamster wheel that you want to jump off.
And I fly off the wheel. Literally, I don't join pods like that because I haven't got the time, and I'm not going to make a false promise.
And it was throwing his head off.
Yeah, and also the fact that the platforms hate pods. They hate organized groups that just comment on each other's content, regardless of how good or bad it may be. They want a community of people who genuinely who know you, like you, trust you, and
Yes.
want to engage in politics. So of course, the one thing I would say when it comes to the events, if we are the ones who are going to engage with people's events, please watch some of the content, at least let it play. I mean, it's hard for you to like anything in the first minute. The platforms know that. So you actually have to watch for long enough and then like and then comment properly. A lot of people will comment with emojis. Don't do that. You're not helping anyone. The platforms know that at worst they think you're a bot. Don't be that person. They think
is that BOT or BUTT?
Yes.
Sorry,
I knew you had to go there in the end, right? Look, Cyrus mentioned spam earlier, and I was thinking, I don't know, what's one man's spam is another one's gold, right?
Yes.
Can you send too many of your events to anyone? I don't think you can.
No.
I think why? Because there's no simple way for anyone to know about all your events. There just isn't. They might go and look at your profile. They might see this, but who does that, right? And someone asked me a couple of days ago, why didn't you just, but I'm connected with you, so I get notified about your event. I'm saying, but you don't get notified about all of them. You really don't, because my events are on my platform. They're on my profile. They're on Christiana's profile. They're on Joni's profile. They're on Dr. Roxana's profile. They're on Cyrus's profile. I'm saying my events are not just on my profile, right? So I have to message you to tell you that they're there. And if I don't tell you, you're never gonna know. And so what someone calls spam is another man's. Oh wow, I didn't know about that. I'll join. I'll watch it. I'll watch the replay.
Mm-hmm.
So don't get hung up on the whole spam thing. Natalie's mentioned something that I think is important. Professor Roxana, if you ever do come back, let me know. Natalie says accessibility and inclusion enable captioning for your videos automatically on your chosen streaming platform. There are many software and hardware features available. that increase your engagement levels. Do you know how many people are visually impaired around the world? No, quite a few million, I imagine, Krishna, Natalie. Do you know how many disabled people there are in the world? Very, very many million. Now, they rely on mobility aids. Now, do you know how many people are hard of hearing, blind, and or deaf globally? Again, we're talking millions, right? You're missing our voices when you don't, I guess, enable accessibility features. I agree with you, Natalie. I agree with you. We do have to bear a lot of different people in mind for sure. And I say, Nikki's point, I hate that people post every single thing about their sordid life on social media. What is sacred and what's private now? Nothing, Nikki. Everything, what goes on social media stays on social media, right? And it stays with you forever. But there's no
But
post.
sorry, that's why I said. Remember when I first started saying this, the reason why it didn't interest me, and I mean social media did not interest me at the beginning, was because everybody was busy posting their food or where they're going on holiday, breakfast. I didn't really care about things like that. It was just like it doesn't bother me, So I think it's really important where you find yourself and where your content goes. If you really want to give your content value, for those that you're giving it out to, for them to feel that they're getting value, because you could put your content into Facebook, and nobody, you may never hear a thing from anybody ever again. So it's important where we expose ourselves when it comes to our business. I mean, personal life is something else, but when it comes to our business, it's important where we place ourselves, where we find ourselves.
I agree. I mean, I post, but you've never seen my wife on social media anywhere near me. I mean, maybe you have, but you never know we're connected at all. You never see my kids on social media anywhere near me. I think that there's things that have to stay private, Nikki, for sure. Look, Dr. Leslie says, pick people who are their word and meet their obligations by when they say it. If you know for sure someone is a rip-off artist and does not meet their agreement with proof, you still work with them? Due diligence, Dr. Leslie. Due diligence. It's an important question. I think it's a real question for us, and I'll probably bring that back probably for my next event. There's two questions that are bugging me in my head, Dr. Leslie. The first one is, are we to fact check everyone? Is that our job as hosts? Do we fact check our guests, our speakers, or even what we share? I wonder. And I guess the second question really is, do you allow someone who has ripped off people to appear on your stage? But tonight, that's a question for another day. I'll bring them back for sure. What did Natalie say? So, Christiana, as you both mentioned, you're busy people and professionals. I was reflecting that perhaps some of these individuals are sidelined by their own lives. Of course they are. People are busy, right? Too. So it's possible when they return to social media, they will re-engage with you on your content after catching up with backlog and navigating cross-platform issues. I agree. Of course, I agree with you, Natalie.
That's why I love replays, Natalie.
Yeah, that's our conversation today, right? How do we get more eyes on our replays? How do we get more eyes on our recordings after the event?
Hi, Rosemary.
You see, I think a lot of people will play superstar. That's all I can call it, right? They think, oh, I'm so magnetic. If I do nothing, they'll still turn up in their thousands. Dr. Roxana, you're back. Yay.
Yes, I am back.
Yay.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Dr. Roxana.
Welcome, Rosemary. Our positivity be. Go on, Dr. Roxana. I'd love to learn from you.
Oh, well, I learned a lot from you already. Christiana, you are a genius. Annie, thank you so much. Well, this social media is good if you make sure you mind your business there. If you don't just post everything you eat, whatever you mean. That's a way to be in social media without. Do you still hear me? I don't know what is happening with my. Okay. So, being in social media, you just have to mind if it is a business, just be business. Let it be business. But anyway, we use social media for because we have a lot of things going on. You don't get people, you don't go to people's house anymore or call them on the phone. They are on social media. So if you have friends, you might want to go to social media and send them a text message or iMessage. But they are good to post products. If you have a website, people can actually buy from you without you knowing them. All they need is seeing you or seeing your product. Okay, so social media is actually good in this era of technology. So that's all I want to say. I have already learned from you. I'm listening and I'm taking notes.
Nah,
It is,
Prof,
yeah.
Prof, I can't let you go just like that, right? Like, here's why. I said, now you are a YouTube star. You really are. Christiana, I do see you. I bring you up, Christiana. Sorry about that. So now, Dr. Roxana, look, you built your YouTube channel from 0 to thousands.
Yeah.
How have you done it? What can we learn from you? How do you get more? How do you get more views? How do you know? What strategies? What strategies have you used?
Okay, well, the fact that, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I have the question.
No, please, no. It's always so. What strategies have you used to that so that has really worked to help you get more views, more followers, more subscribers, more everything?
The first thing you want to do is see those subscribers you have, even if they are 10, there are people who came because of you. You want to start on time to make sure they are family, you are communicating with them. When you post, when you're going to post, you tell them. You can actually tell them behind the scene. If you have a birthday, you go to that community post. There are things you put on some polls. There are things. Well, I don't just think is this. Then you make sure that the videos you post in there is or are what they want. I have people in my community that only want to come and watch inspiration. You know what I mean by inspiration?
Yeah.
Prayers.
Mm.
And if I don't post prayers, you know, they just start asking questions. All right? Okay, so my views decrease 1 week or 2 weeks if I don't post prayers. And so you can post in the shots on prayers, or I mean, not just if you don't like prayers, I mean, there are other shots you like. So you post what they want. The important thing is that giving your community what they want, though. Then another set of my community are students. They want to learn mathematics. And for some time now, for about a week or two, I have decided that some of these students, especially even if you're teaching in class or teaching in online, people are going to ask you, what am I going to do with all this statistics? What am I going to do with this confidence interval? What is even so? What I started doing now is to actually post about real world uses of hypothesis testing. If you notice, that's what I posted. Real world uses of confidence interval. So you see, you start in the first day I posted exponential functions and real world uses. I had 1.7 hundred, or let me say 1700 people, because actually telling them how they are going to use this stuff they are cracking their head to learn, when are they ever going to use it? So I found, oh, well, I know that before. But I found out that telling them that is more important before they start studying it. So it depends on what your niche is. I also do digital products. I also talk about personal development. Personal development applies to everybody. Applies to, so what I actually talk about is what I think. By the way, let me tell you, I go to trend. YouTube tells you what to post. So go to trend. I hope you know where trend is. YouTube Studio. Go there and ask for, look for things that the people in your community want. They will always tell you. Their trend will tell you. And if you try to post a video and your community doesn't want it, the trend will tell you that the community doesn't want this. Okay, but there are things they will suggest for you. They will tell you there are content gaps. The content gaps in your community is where you want to actually pick up some topics and posts. So the content gaps I found out last week is that some students taking this course don't even know what they mean. They don't even know where they're going to use them. So I started posting real world uses of hypothesis testing, real world uses of confidence interval. I hope you know what I'm saying. So that's how I answer that question.
Yeah, no, so I love the idea of going to go and look at trends and finding the content gaps.
Yes.
Of course, then let's create content accordingly. No, as for a quick question, and it sounds like an aside, but it's not. It is central to my thinking, especially when it comes to YouTube. Did you ever find the email addresses of your subscribers, of your followers on YouTube?
Oh yeah, it's given to you when you get monetized. They will actually, when you go to YouTube Studio, you look well. They give you all the email addresses of your subscribers. But when I find them, my problem is that I don't know how to actually collect them and organize them, but I'm learning. I'm actually picking them one by one. But actually, all of them are there. They give you the, by the way, wherever they comment, you go to the back. Before you respond to their comment, you will see their emails. One good thing about YouTube is you need to respond to what they say. When they say the video is good, make sure you note. You also ask them what's the best video. Ask them some questions, some quizzing, some polling, some surveys. Surveys help me a lot. I survey them. From what they say, I find out, okay, well, so they need this then. So, but it's not the same. It's not the same with every niche. Your niche, my niche is education. My niche is education and finance. I also put in shorts, but it cannot be the same with your niche. It depends on what your niche is. But trend, going to trend, and content gaps help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Google has, there's parts of Google that will tell you what's ranking and what's not ranking, for example. Keywords, topics, and so on and so forth. Right?
The keywords.
Let's learn to use them. I mean,
learn to use them. You will see a lot of growth. And by the way, people bash AI. AI is good for you. AI makes your world easier in these contents. But what you do is you humanize whatever AI gives you. Yes. So when you get that content gap, you ask ChatGPT, and then you make sure you humanize it, make it look like it is you writing it. That's my advice. That's what I think I answered the question here.
Yeah, for sure. So Dr. Roxana is a pro. You see, she knows what she's doing, right? I think gathering our subscribers' email addresses, even if we have to do it one at a time, the thing is to create a database, to create an Excel spreadsheet, and most email marketing, all the software needs is a name, the first name, and we can personalize the email, and it also needs your email address. That's pretty much it. Imagine if you could email your subscribers. It was mentioned earlier. I think it was Christiana. I don't know whether it's Joni who said, "No, email your connections and tell them, tell them what's coming next, what events you
My,
have
my,
coming next."
yeah, let me tell you, it's not the same for everybody. My connections, a lot of my family. I, I don't know about you, but I don't think that my family is there to help my YouTube. In fact, some of them don't want me in YouTube. So I really found that out, and I don't bother them with what. So the strangers from India, the strangers from Canada, they are my friends. When I email them, they tell them. I mean, they do what they. For some reasons, your family is not your. They are not going to be there clapping for you. I don't know about you.
No,
So
it's true. It's true. Now your family
in
haven't got the
social media,
problems that you fix.
yeah, in social media, they don't even want you to be there. What are you doing there? Okay, so I don't bank on them helping me, but I know that I have a community of supporters. That's all you need, and make sure you tell them maybe every week. Go tell those your supporters that you appreciate their support. They could be somewhere else, but they came to you. So they just make sure you tell them that you appreciate them. Shout out on those who just came in. Give them in. Talk to them. Talk to them. That's why they're there, and they will keep being there. And they will
Uh,
bring their friends, some family.
that's a lesson, and I'd be genuinely interested in helping your community. That means going deep into what they're interested in, what to talk about, what what the problems are.
Correct.
Something that we know what those things are if we bother to look. It's a point that's what Osama, right? We
Yeah.
know, but most of us don't spend the time to look. Christiana and Joni, you've been quiet for a long time, so I'd love to know your thoughts. Dr. Leslie said, before you hand over $3,500 someone, make the X sure that you do your due diligence. Sometimes we buy it because they're a connection and we know and like them. Totally my bad. I agree with you there, Dr. Leslie. Use your sense and do your diligence. There's no other way that we can. You can't just buy because of emotions on here. Of course, the friends you make they do matter. Natalie says most AI cannot use emoji effectively. I agree. I don't know what those emojis are, Natalie. But AI they can do it. Of course, ChatGPT can do emojis. Again, it's not hard to learn not to use AI unnecessarily. That's what I'll say for sure. Queen Leah, how are you doing? You're here. How are you doing, Leah?
Hi,
Go on,
yeah.
sorry. So,
Hi,
let's talk to you. Go on, Joni, please. What are
No,
you
I
saying?
just wanted to say, Professor Roxana, that your kind of statistics from behind the scenes was something I will take away today. And I really thought that was cool to learn about because I rarely look at, what's trending or whatnot. So that is a big takeaway. And I just wanted to pose a couple of questions. A, Annie, you helped Tanya kind of help launch her beauty line. And that was when I would always rewatch. I somehow could not be there a lot, but I'd always rewatch it. What was it about her describing her beauty products that was easy for me to watch? It was only 20 minutes, maybe. It was about beauty products that were interesting, and she just had like a nice affect. So maybe that's one to revisit because it is interesting. Like, why would I rewatch that and not something else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a great question. I mean, it goes to what Dr. Roxana is saying. It says some people have the luxury the ability to post and to create content that the audience wants, right? I say that because someone like me, I don't look at it in my numbers either, Joni, because all I care about is what I'm getting nearer to monetization. That's what I really care about, right? But literally, my events are not my events most of the time. My events are my co-host events. Christiana's events that we do is her topic. Are you with me? So I'm not going to change it to trend on YouTube or anywhere else because I can't. My events, when people say look at your numbers, I'm like, well, I can't really do much about it, but I can. Of course I can. I can do a bit more to create the contents, the shorts that we talked about earlier, the reels I hate the most. But
well, I do think that when people bring a specific topic to the table, Christiana does this well with different things with miscarriage and getting pregnant and baby loss, and it's real, it's real information. So I want to watch that first part because it's just interesting. It's like a curiosity that I want to learn more about. And I think that diversifying your circle of people who are watching you is very important. I'm a part of a couple groups on LinkedIn that are for small business owners. And so then we have kind of different thoughts than what we are having right now. I mean, you guys are like my best friends here, but it's just it's nice to diversify, and also it is hard when you are trying to promote yourself, and a lot of people want to do coaching to monetize themselves, and you really don't want coaching. Like, it's like I've had so many coaches reach out to me and like I don't want to hurt your feelings, but no, I'm not going to pay for your services, and I'm going to forget about this meeting, which is absolutely so rude of me. So anyways, I wanted to say that, it's interesting, the content that I rewatch as a grown woman. It's interesting to hear about the statistics about what to post, and you guys all did a really great job. So, Bezos.
Look, I agree with you. I think we can create, we can all create great content that people want to watch. So when I say I post events, of course I post events, but also I do 1 minute videos, 1 minute video tips on marketing and business growth, really, after time. So no, there's more that we can all do. Are you going, Joni? Right.
I have to go to an appointment, so I'm sorry, but I just want to say thank you to everyone. And
bye, Joni.
Great.
Bye, Judy. Nice to see you again.
Joni, can you check that your WhatsApp still works, right?
No, it's back on again. She's back on. She's back on. It wasn't working.
Like as of this morning.
Okay.
So it was not working. It was another weird scam thing. We can talk about that later. Okay.
I said, us British people, WhatsApp is all we use. So we don't know when WhatsApp doesn't work. We're like, how can you live? How can you live?
Have a great day.
Have a good day, Joni. Take care. Take care. Bye.
Bye, Joni.
Bye, Joni.
I think going back to Dr. Roxana's point, your relationship with your followers, and Joni just mentioned also always building our network, increasing our network of people who know us, who like us. That's how you get more, right? Yeah, and I'll say this now to naturally say there's more dignified way to approach marketing, develop and nurture real human relation interactions. That's the truth of it. Naturally, the more people you talk to, they're the ones who will come good for you, who will support you, and then of course it has to be reciprocal of sorts, right? These will build strong foundations where you will not have to cold market your connections. You can't cold market your connections, Nat. They're your connections. If you're connected with me, it means we are connected. We're not cold. Nothing we do is cold. If you think if anyone thinks it's cold, you misunderstand social media. If we're connected, it's a warm conversation every time that I engage with you. You know, anyway, they will offer the email address. Not always. Just be careful not to harangue them with your email, with your mail. Once a month updates are good practice. And not enough. You know, once a month they forget about you. That's why people send emails every day, Nat. You know, they send emails every day. They send emails at least 2 or 3 times a week. I'm not saying you should. I don't do it because I haven't got enough good content to share in emails. That's why I don't do emails. I do emails when I do book launches, pretty much. I don't do emails otherwise because I haven't got. You know, I haven't got. I get so many dreary emails, so I agree with you on that one. Nat. You know, don't be the one that sends dreadful emails. You know, the same boring stuff every time. Even if it is your events, you know, you might have to find a way to describe your events to catalog it so it actually engages people. So I'm going to come to you, Christiana. So Natalie says not all AI models are ChatGPT. No, but ChatGPT is the best one of them I've found. I use many other models, but the one that I trust is ChatGPT to give me what I want easily. You know, so all the other things are neither here nor there. Go back to Jonah's points. Tanya, super authentic. You know, people care about how they look. Do people care about learning maths? Of course they do. That's what Tana's proved. People care. No, of course, people care about learning maths too. But it's the right people who care about certain things. It's for us to find the people who care about what we're doing, right? You know, again, say Queen Leah says, what I have found is that it's not a perfect science. It's a more finding of the code that works for you. I agree with you. Queen Leah. I know. This why we can't just go and get 10 steps to get more views of any platform. You have to adapt it to you and your situation, right? I'd love to know your thoughts about that from the panel. Christiana, what do you think? Yeah, this getting more views thing is not perfect science, is it? Or is it?
Is it? It isn't. First of all, let me say something about the email addresses. I don't collect email addresses despite being told off so many times by so many different people, including coaches who say to me, you need to gather email addresses because if LinkedIn died tomorrow, you'll have no connections and you have nothing at all and you have no business. You know, and sometimes I tell myself that's true because for those that you have who are clients you've worked with before and those who take an interest in the work you do, you need to find other ways to communicate with them. But in the back of my mind, I always think to myself, the amount of emails that I receive that I don't find useful, that just clog up my mailbox, and I'm having to create another new email address so I can run away from the one that's been bombarded.
And
That has
I
been
hear you.
bombarded,
I
right?
hear you. Yeah.
And yet still, I do also appreciate there are those clients who truly appreciate emails. So example of an email having your work exposing your work to your clients is things like newsletter. You know, these days you get newsletter links here and there and everywhere. The reason why I would entertain the idea of newsletters because of the nature of the work that I do, you know, and for me it would be about bringing current information to those things like current technologies, you know, trials and advances within the space, within the industry, within, you know, the medicine. So that's the way you could use your email listing or email addresses. You know, I'm not one for spamming people because I find it so draining and frustrating. I always think to myself, imagine how they would feel. How would you feel? Right? And so I guess that prevents me from doing so. With what Dr. Roxana has said, I also agree with trends. I think I did. I have trends on my download on my phone. So you can use that, utilize it. See, the thing about social media is it depends on how you want to utilize it ultimately, right? And the way you want to utilize it, once you learned about it and keep learning about it, you get to truly understand how you can best serve your audience, where you can find your audience. And I believe that Dr. Roxana is spot on when she talks about how she utilizes YouTube, because it means that she is really definitely keeping her audience interested. She's keeping them engaged. She's bringing them, I would say, joy. For those who really love mathematics, she brings joy to them. And definitely, your family are not going to be the ones you're trying to engage. No, not your family, because they're not your target audience, and because they just don't have the time to be entertaining such things, you know, such things anyway. So, with that being said, I think when it comes to real exposure, I take on board the point that Natalie made earlier in terms of reaching others who are, um, you know, visually impaired, those who are deaf, and a new audience who actually will need the support and the help that our services provide. The real question is, how do we engage them? And the one way to engage them is by going into their spaces and learning and asking the question, how do I engage with you? How do I support? What can we do? What avenues do you use to navigate your world? And how can we come into that world and be part of, helping you navigate that world with the services that we provide? So that for me for today is that thing of, we have to have our exposures out there, but there are means and ways. Above all, as you do it, your audience should be at the front of your mind, and building. I mentioned this before, building the right connections in the right spaces, right places, and the right way is a great. It's the best thing that you can do for your business. Taking the right approach, and I can help with asking the question: what is the right way? What's the wrong way? It depends on what your business is. It depends on who you are too, the kind of person you are, how much time you have, how much energy you have, or dispensable energy that you have to be able to really service. Because of all the years now I've been on LinkedIn, I've been on social media, I should say, I've gone through the stages of finding it um quite frustrating, finding that it can be quite draining, because you can be everywhere at the same time and you can become a busy fool if you're not savvy about your content and your energy, and where you put it and where you place it. That's the reason why I chose to do lives, and I was considering doing podcasts. So yes, Annie.
Yeah, can I say something? I think I'm actually not on stage.
No, we can't hear you if you're not on stage, Dr. Roxana.
Y-
You're here.
Okay.
You're on stage, so
Oh,
trust me.
okay.
Just to prove it,
Listen,
here we are.
one thing. One thing about finding a niche is your niche should be what you actually want to do,
Yes.
something you like, that
Hmm.
even when they wake you up by midnight you are ready to
Exactly.
do it. So
Exactly.
I want to make sure that my niche is something that I'm actually doing, that people come to me to ask questions. And because I'm a teacher, and the courses I teach, students, actually, after you teach some things, the those who are in class, I'm not talking about those who are not in class, they will still come back and ask you to repeat what you said. So I decided to record some skills, some lessons. And so, even before I got into YouTube, I actually started recording these lessons during COVID because some people will be quarantined, they are sick, they can't come to class, but they are expected to take the test or take the final exam. So I started recording during COVID. And those recordings work a lot, especially also if you have an accent, if you're from another place and your accent differ a little bit from them. My accent is an asset to me. I have said it several times. But when you have an accent, want to give those students or people who listen to you the opportunity to listen again, to make sure that whenever they want to check it out, they listen again. I also want to say that as some aspect of data analysis or statistics that people don't really like, even teachers don't like, it's abstract sometimes. So recording it and actually making sure you also find the real world uses of those topics help a lot. So what I'm trying to say, for anybody who wants to open a YouTube channel, your niche better be what you want to do or what you like. You don't just pick a niche because somebody is doing it and they are making money or they're having a lot of. I don't think that is this. This is just me. I think you want to pick a niche that you like. I like finance. I read accountancy, even though I haven't been an accountant. But the finance, excuse me. So I'm going to stop here.
Yeah, get a
So I
drink.
can.
Get a drink. Hopefully we'll still be here in a couple of minutes, right? But I hear you. You have to pick what's your. You have to pick your niche carefully. Your topic, your subject area. It has to be something that you really do know, something that you really can help people with. I get that, Dr. Roxana. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has to be something you want to do. You
Mm.
will do it anytime.
Mm.
That should be your niche.
Yeah. No,
Mhm.
it doesn't feel like hard work when you're having fun
Yeah.
next, right?
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
It's all of that. No, I think that's important. A lot of people would just. I've known people who basically steal other people's topics. They will listen to what you say you're going to talk about, and they create their own event based on that. And you think, but it's not your topic. You know nothing about it. It's not your thing, and it comes across. I think, Natalie's talking about high quality content, and from others within your features. Yeah, look, of course, that's a different one, right? You can use LinkedIn, for example, and even YouTube. You can write better descriptions, better keywords, and use it like feature sections on LinkedIn if you want to showcase your events. I agree. Takes time to create. Are you going to show a reel, an extract, or just a picture? It's something I've always practiced, says Natalie. It shows connections on LinkedIn communities that you're open to engage and sharing with their content and insights, and generally take a peek at what you're up to. Yeah, for sure. Like again, even those who are trying to sell to you, it's they're obliged to go and look at your profile. Some of them anyway, to go and see what you're up to. That way they can start a conversation with you. So
Yeah.
I will take your point about cold emails as well, Natalie. I think cold stealing people's emails is it's a crime. It's GDP. You're breaking GDPR. That's the email rules, right? Like general data protection regulations that came in
Oh.
a few years ago. So
Oh,
don't
that's
steal
good.
so don't take people's emails from LinkedIn randomly.
No.
Before I add you to my list, I always ask you first, can I add you to my list? Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
So that's not a cold email thing, and I never buy a list either. Easier to ask people and say to them, can I add you to my list? And then here's what you're gonna get. Now I'm gonna email you about my events and my events I've done, the events coming up, maybe other
Let me
content as well, right?
let me tell
Go
you
on.
what I do. Let me tell you what I do. I put a sign up sheet for those who want to be in my email list.
Mm, mm. Yeah, no,
That
I
way,
think that's good practice, right? That's good practice.
yeah,
No,
that's the sign up
because
sheet is what gives you the list, not
yeah,
just you taking them.
well, that's opt-in. That's the thing about GDPR. People actually have to opt into your email list. I think that taking people off your YouTube followers lists, I think that's not cold emailing, because they follow you, they subscribe to your channel, they know you
Because they're
already.
already members. They're already members. But
Exactly.
if you want to get people, especially there are also, if you want to get those who are, you see, when you already subscribed, you can
Mm.
also be a paid member. I hope you know there's something called paid members. So
Yeah.
members
Yeah.
can pay more. They can
Mm.
pay you more to get more perks from
Mm.
your. Okay,
Yeah.
so those people must sign up. It's not
Mm.
just you can't take them. You can't just take them. They have to sign up whether they want to be in level one, depending on what you're offering, or in
Yeah.
level two, or in level three. The higher the level, the more they pay. Some people can pay up to say $10, $20
Mm.
to be in that level, so that you could, and because you have to be given. Remember, sometime I told you about giving up a book, one of my books. Given some, you have to be given some materials. It's not just. But anyway, it
Mm.
has to be their choice
Yeah.
to sign up and be a paid member. And
I
if they don't want to be paid members, that's okay. They are
mm.
still subscribers.
I
So
agree.
that's, yeah.
I agree. So I think the biggest waste I see, Dr. Roxanne, is our YouTube followers, our subscribers. We have to learn how to, use them to, as well as use them means giving them value and getting them to
Oh,
engage with,
yes. Oh,
so
yes.
many of us just ignore them. Once they subscribe, then we'll move on to the next person we're trying to get to subscribe. We
Oh,
have to,
no. You need to talk to your community.
we
Communicate with
really
your
do.
community. Yeah.
It's, I hear you now. You're dead right there for sure, right?
Professor
Um,
Roxana, I
Yes,
was
ma'am.
saying when my son comes of age, I'm bringing him to you for his mathematics.
Oh, thank you so much. I don't know who is speaking, though. Is that
that's Christiana.
Christiana.
Christiana? Okay, Christiana. Please send him to me. Send him to me. And by the way, you see, I have a stock of what he start from even before
Okay.
he gets old.
He's
So
only
you can,
4.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
never too young in the Dr. Roxana's world and her math expertise.
Yeah.
She's a
They're
teacher,
not
so
never
she
too young.
teaches kids.
So there you will see intermediate algebra. There are algebra you do in high school. There's
Yeah.
geometry, the one you do in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Then you will see college algebra. You see trigonometry.
Okay.
Some do. You see calculus. So they can. I have a playlist. So the
Yeah.
playlist, when you get into a playlist, it's important to have playlists though.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to create playlists, so
Yes.
that the playlist will actually direct people. If I don't want to, if I don't like mathematics, then I don't want to go to calculus, the playlist for calculus. I will just go straight to um, maybe if it is personal finance or um, whatever you want to do. There are other things. I have other playlists there. They want inspiration, then they go to shorts. Then
Yeah.
they listen to shorts. I have a lot of 60-year-olds. A lot of 60-year-olds listen to my shorts. That's so you have to create. You create the your videos for each section of your community. So create shorts for those who want it, because you have the percentage of those who want it. It's not just creating shorts. You have to create it because some of your community want it. You have to create calculus videos because some members want it. You have to create trigonometry because some people want it. You can create algebra, some people want it. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
Awesome. Yes, definitely.
Christiana,
He's 4
so,
now, so he's coming to you.
yeah. So, what else you want to add, Christiana? Because we have to go soon. So,
So
anything else you
soon?
want to
Are we leaving so soon?
Yeah, well, it's 2 hours and 15 minutes in, so that's more than enough.
Is that all?
Yes.
Any talk for England?
No, we gotta go. I try and keep on time these days. I try. Look, I've shared the link for trends, Google Trends. Basically, you go to the page, ask questions, and you find the content that people want. So that's important. So Queen Leah, I agree with you. People can copy your words, but they can't copy your the knowledge. They really can't. So even I see many rooms of people who are apparently coaches, who are apparently mindset coaches, and you can see, I can see the gap between them and real mindset coaches like Dr. Leslie, who really know the topic. And people can see that too. So you try and blag it, but in the end, you come unstuck. And it won't be what Dr. Roxana said. It won't be fun. It won't be your natural thing to talk about this topic because it's not your thing, right? I'm not saying you can't grow into it, because people can. But focus on what you're good at. Focus on what's really your thing. What you're having expertise in, maybe even experiencing. Yes, I'll say that. As Rosemary says, it's hard to be on all platforms. Find that platform that your audience is and go with it. I agree. Again, it's better to go deep. So as Dr. Roxana is saying, focus on those you have, even if it's one person, 2 people, 10 people. Focus on meeting, on delighting them, and your channel will grow. Our platforms will grow. One by one is a good way to grow a channel because you actually know the people rather than 100 people this week, 100 people next week. You don't know any of them, and literally you're going nowhere because they won't engage. I've seen that too, right? Natalie Thomas, you're spot on. Working in my sector with these disabilities, learning, hearing, seeing, do not have the same skills to be able to use social media in any form. You're spot on that. There's no way near enough support. I know this because I deal with this, and if people don't take advantage of them, unless people don't take advantage unless you ask for my email, you won't get it, and that's why you want my emails. Safest way to stick to those who are authentic and trustworthy. I agree. Asking people for their details, it helps. Otherwise, you are literally shooting in the dark. Natalie says, YouTube, Meta, and just approach me and extended this paid subscription, event, and other features access. As long as they're paying you back, as long as you're monetizing the channels, it's all good, right? Look, my friends, I have to thank you for spending your time with me this Wednesday. So next week is my busy week, but I got 3 books to write this week to publish this week. I got a poetry book to publish. I said I'm gonna Journey's book will eventually come out, and I've got a workbook to publish as well. So a good one for everyone. Yeah, Cristiano. The mic is yours.
It's our birthday next week.
Where's my food? Where's my Nigerian food, Cristiano?
It's our birthday.
Where's my beans? Where's my bean stew, Cristiano?
Your beans is in the freezer.
Can you send it, please? It's no good in your freezer, Cristiano. I can't eat it if it's in your freezer.
Yes, you can. You can imagine it that you're eating it.
No, I don't imagine. I want to taste the yumminess. I know your cooking is amazing as well. So it sounds like your cooking is yeah. Cristiano, overnight delivery works. I promise you.
It's summertime. Maybe I'm just gonna do a trip.
No, just send it overnight delivery.
And
you can do that, but I bet you're gonna do that anytime soon. So send it. Just send it the delivery. Let's talk afterwards, and let's not bore our friends.
Yes, let's do that.
For our party, Cristiano, a party without food leaves any hungry. Any doesn't like being hungry.
Next week, Thursday, our new time is 7 p.m.
Yay!
Right? And we're going to be doing our 1-year anniversary of Miscarriage and Baby Loss show. I'm just oh my goodness, it's a year.
Yum. Yeah. That's how I see the event going. Here we go. That's my display. There you go.
Guys, bring your party shoes.
Yeah.
Right?
Hopefully I'll have mine too.
Ignore any people. Don't listen to any. Okay.
You see, next Thursday I'll be eating as I'm talking. Bad habit. That's my aim. Look, Dr. Roxana, you're a genius. Thank you so much for gracing us with the scientific part of the conversation today. You know, the trends is a very good thing to look at. And to go in deeper audience is also a good thing to do, right? And you know, Christiana, you mentioned newsletters. Yes, now people make money. Now people engage and make money from newsletters. That doesn't mean spam everyone with your newsletter. I say spam because it's not really spam. LinkedIn decides that everyone you know can get your newsletter. But some people email me newsletters, even though I've never seen them before.
Same here.
Don't do that. I just unsubscribe to all of them. I just unsubscribe straight away to all of them. You know,
especially on LinkedIn, when you so for some people it's automated as well. When you click on connect or follow, instantly you get the subscribe to my newsletter.
Yeah. You know, look, there's a place for newsletters. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's another touch point potentially. You know,
can I ask you a question? How many of those newsletters did you read? Do you read? How many of them do you read?
Only one.
Can I be honest with you?
Only one.
At the beginning, no. At the beginning, I was spending the time reading, and this is something I've had to learn. Not being on social media previously, I absorbed so much to the point it became exhausting and draining. When I say draining, your brain is tired, your eyes are tired. And I'm having to learn to say no.
Reading junk stuff that's not useful. That's not helpful.
If I'm being honest, I think for me, being a newbie at the time, reading things I read, for example, I read one that was a LinkedIn, I call it a LinkedIn queen, about LinkedIn, how to navigate LinkedIn. That really did help me at the start to navigate LinkedIn, you know, and it became something that my go-to. I had another one that talked about SEOs and then how to navigate other social media platforms. So that's been something that's been helpful. And then the next one I used to read was about just business news and affairs. So each reading and each news that I would read for different reasons until it got to a point where now I only look at probably once a month. I will look at a handful of newsletters. The rest I've just unsubscribed from. There were too many.
I'm with you. There's too, if you can deliver value, that's what Roxana said. If you can get to know your followers, your subscribers, and what they really want and what they need, create more content. You know, I can admit I don't. Right? You know, I read one newsletter. That's Lisa's menopause newsletter because I'm the co-host, right? You know, and it's only based in our room, so
you have to read mine, please.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. You know, and my inbox is you know, it's a war zone. It's a war zone. Literally, I can't deal with it unless I just delete everything back to a certain date. You know, the ones I have to deal with, I'll deal with. I'm just being honest. You know, if you want to read the newsletter, then send it to my DM. I'll look at it. Right?
Okay. All right. I'll send it to your DM.
Send me a link, and I will tend to read and comment.
Okay.
Hopefully, you don't write a book. You know, if you write a book for a newsletter, my friends, that's too much content. TLDR, too long, don't read.
Oh, so no. I just write maybe 2 to 3 pages. That's all. 4-minute read.
4-minute read I can do. You know, say 25-minute read.
No.
2-hour read. No.
Attention span. People's attention span are just
seconds, not even hours. Seconds.
7 seconds. You know, if I don't like the title, I'm gone.
10 if you're lucky.
I'm gone. You know, it's gone, right? That's Professor. I'm sorry about my tech issues getting away with our Zoom coffee chat. We will reschedule. Her NMRT solutions have been a fair amount of bandwidth.
Okay, that would be good. Natalie, I understand. I will give me another date. That will be good. Okay.
Excellent. Hopefully that's Annie saying UPS they deliver. So Christiana, no excuse. UPS, yeah, I like them already.
UPS.
Yeah. Next delivery, Christiana. So
I beg your pardon.
what will you do to prepare for Cristiano celebration next week? That's to everyone. What food would you eat to comfort yourself during the event? And what food would you eat to stimulate your creativity? Same food for
Yeah.
me, Natalie. Bean stew. Egusi and pounded yam. That sounds so good. You
Oh
know,
my
yeah.
goodness.
Especially with chunks of meat. I'll be there'll be no camera on that day. My camera suddenly won't work.
You can order it,
I
from
live
your
in
local
Cornwall. I live in
restaurant.
Cornwall. Seriously, Christiana, I live in Cornwall. There's no Nigerian food in Cornwall unless it comes from you. Hello, JJ. How you doing?
Say hi, Uncle Annie.
Hello, Uncle Annie.
Hello. How are you today? How was school?
Uncle said, "How are you today?"
Oh, thank you.
You lost your tooth.
Oh, that's good.
No, he said, "I'm good, thank you."
I'm good, thank you. Okay, no, excellent. No, losing your teeth is not a bad thing either. It shows you're growing up, right?
No,
But I'm glad you had a good day.
I'm trying not to let him lose his tooth, even though, although it's hard to have it any other way.
Children lose their teeth, at that age, Christian. They have to grow adult teeth.
They do. There are different ways of losing the teeth. I'm trying not to have him to lose it the sugar way, but the natural way.
Don't lose the sugar way.
No.
They're going to go anyway, so it doesn't really matter, JJ. I say ignore her. Don't do that. Just don't listen. Yeah, that's what I say to you. Brand UPS van, yes. Whatever UPS it is, Christiana, they're out there, right?
They are out there, Annie.
Right. Do join us, my friends. Look, thank you so much, everyone. And I said, do enjoy the rest of your day. I've got a day off tomorrow, but I've got 5 meetings.
Yay.
And many of them become clients later on. That's the beauty of my life.
Yes.
Meet them, and they also be the ones to engage in my content as well going forward. Learn to meet people, my friends. That's the answer to all our problems.
Yeah.
Dr. Roxana, you've been an absolute star. Thank you so much for being the genius you are.
Good to see you. It's been a while, Professor.
Yes, I've been a while. I've been everywhere. I have to be, I'm everywhere, but I just have to come in as much as I can.
Living your best life. I love that.
No, she is. Dr. Roxana will do 3 posts in one night. And I'm like, how does she do that? But no,
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm telling you. You have to give them what they want, and you are not tired of giving it to them if you are watching the trend. If you're watching, then you keep giving it when they need it.
Yeah, I agree. No, Christiana, what are you going to be eating next week? Do it quick.
What am I going to be eating next week?
Yeah, at the event.
Oh, you have to wait and see, Annie.
Not telling us, Nat. Not telling us. Look, enjoy yourselves.
Not right now, but it will involve some cooking.
Yes, always, Christiana. Always.
I might make some meat pie.
Oh, I like that. I got some chicken pie. So not instead of Christiana, as well as this one thing.
I'm going to make some Nigerian meat pie.
Yay! I like that.
Wow, that's
I'm
good.
hungry now. I'm gonna go and do some chicken pie that my wife made. So I'll start with that today. That was Christiana's food. Hopefully I won't die. Hopefully I won't die.
You can console yourself.
Hopefully I won't die of starvation before Christiana's food arrives. Look, my friends, thank you so much, everyone that's joined us in the audience. Natalie, especially, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Nat.
you for everything, Nat. Thanks for managing comments. So all our guests and all our speakers, I can't do this without you. Queen Leah, enjoy your day. Rosemary as well. Thank you so much, everyone. You made my day already. And of course,
Hopefully I'll see you soon at some point.
Thank
you.
Yeah, see you. My friends, you take care. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
She's success with Global.Media.com and celebrate it with or without champagne or rum. She's success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. She's success.